Hey, good morning, everybody. Happy Palm Sunday. It's the beginning of Holy Week for Christians around the world. A very special day. It's great to be with you. Welcome to another edition of Friedman Adventures. As in this edition, we'll get you caught up on fishing, saltwater fishing on the West Coast, mostly northern Baja up into central California. It is great to be with you, and man, what a bite in San Diego. That bite is rocking and rolling right now, going full steam. In most cases, it's 2 fish limits of bluefin tuna, as those fish are nibbling at night big time. I mean, they are really chewing up a storm, and it has been great to see the outstanding action. Andre Jones, Andre, thank you so much for being a big Friedman Adventures supporter. You're always there for us. Andre took the time to let me know that the dropper loop was working really well. He was on board the Tribute, and take a look at Andre with his outstanding catch. Dropper loop working well. I'll just mention that Opsin fluorocarbon is a must. Opsin fluorocarbon is so darn good, and it works really, really well on these bluefin tuna. It's still mostly a night bite. Those knife jigs continue to work really, really well. As Andre pointed out, also dropper loop fishing has been outstanding, and many of the boats, again, last night with great fishing on the bluefin tuna. And then that's not it. When you're finished there, you go on the hunt for yellowtail, and that bite has also been very, very, very good. So San Diego rocking and rolling. Boats that are based down there in Ensenada, whether it's the smaller pongas or guys like that, are also out there. And some of my friends, and one of them, Diego Nuno, works on the Royal Star. His outfit, Costa Baja, has been out there. And Arnie Sportfishing, he's been out there, and several other guys. So really excellent fishing down the Baja coast right now. A lot of that fish is 25 to 40 pounds, but there's been some guys who've gotten on schools of that 60 to 100 plus pound fish. There's a mix of the stuff. Many captains think, one of them, Bobby tapped on the Top Gun 80, that we're going to see a fish over 400 pounds this year. Man, are we blessed or what? It has been a spectacular start to 22, and I just see it going on and on and on and on. And again, we'll be doing our albacore forecast next week, so we'll have that for you, and hopefully, fingers crossed, this cooler water, this La Nina, all these anchovies are going to produce a really interesting year. Maybe more sand bass on the local scene, and I'm talking migratory fish. Maybe barracuda will hang out a little bit longer. That would certainly be welcome. And maybe we'll see some longfin tuna. One can only hope. Coronado Islands, the day boats that are out there out of San Diego and hitting the islands right now, of course, you've got the staple, the rockfish, but more and more yellowtail breezing around the islands. Also, some of it is on the spots. Guys anchor and catch a few yellows here and there. Some of it is that run and gun fishing. A spot of yellows will come up, and those guys run over, throw iron on it, throw a bait on it. Not wide open, but certainly has some potential. We'll keep our eyes on that very, very closely for you all. One thing, as I have mentioned previously, and I can feel it here this morning, but we always have wind here in the Sunset Beach area, but we are going to have a wind event coming. Monday night, it will manifest itself in some areas. Tuesday, it's going to get very, very breezy to a lesser degree down toward Ensenada, but still fairly snotty, fairly nautical. And then the further north you go up in the Channel Islands, it's going to be quite nasty. And the further offshore you get, it seems the more windy it will be. And in general, the week ahead will be breezy, okay? But nasty around Tuesday. Not that it's going to cancel your trip. I don't know about that, not forecasting that. I can say that probably from Orange County up into the Channel Island area, but down south, that bluefin, the way it's been biting, nothing seems to want to stop that train that just keeps motoring on down the line. So we'll keep our eyes on it very closely. Along the coast, we continue to see a little bit of surface sign. A few barracuda have been popping up here and there. There's been giant white sea bass, but that's private boaters. I'm talking about white sea bass to 70 pounds for guys that are soaking mackerels along the coast in Orange County, up in the Santa Monica Bay. They're keeping a lid on it, but there's been some really nice fish taken. And also, sculpin and bottom fish to help fill the sacks and provide you with an excellent fish taco dinner. And there's nothing wrong with that. Hopefully that's going to continue to progress We will take a step backwards in terms of water temperature when this wind comes through, but hopefully it'll rebound quickly and we'll start to see that progression of springtime, barracuda, sand bass, all those fish that are part of the Southern California scene. And if this La Nina is for real, and once again, sometimes we have cooler water. We had it last year, and then we hit May and it veered off to get too warm. If it stays the way that it looks like it might stay, we should see some interesting things. Of course, kelp grows better in the cooler water. Things should really start to head in the right direction. Up there in the Channel Islands, the boys up there are picking a few white sea bass here and there. Also some decent halibut fishing and great rock fishing. I mean, they just have a lock on the rockfish bite up there. Our friends at Ventura Sportfishing have been doing really, really good. Daryl Hayes, I met him the other day at Island Sportfishing. You can go back and listen to his testimonial. And I was just sitting there doing some work and organization with Sam De La Torre down there. And I heard Daryl come in, and he was just going on and on and on about his trip on the Endeavor and how great it was and this 30-pound white sea bass. So I had to talk to him. And what a nice gentleman. Met his grandson also. And he had just another memorable and exceptional trip on board the Endeavor. That seems to be par for the course for Tucker McCombs up there at Ventura Sportfishing. And they also have local boats. Don't forget the half-day boat California. My good friend Steve Virtue is running that, and that's kind of extended 8 a.m. to 4. So they're out catching copious amounts of rockfish. And then also we have the three-quarter-day boat, Island Spirit. Cody Rogers, he just does a great job. Most of the time you're going to go home with a sack full of great eating fish, but more importantly, they really put customer service up as a top priority there at Ventura. And so if you want to introduce kids or you want to take your family members who may not be into fishing, that's the perfect place to do it. If they're novice anglers, they're going to get treated with respect and they're going to catch some fish because you got crews that are going to tutor you right through it. I can say that for a lot of Channel Island landings. Ventura right there with everybody and doing such a great job. I've mentioned it and I'll mention it once again. We are going to have some weather heading our way, so we have to watch that very, very closely. Tuesday looks like it's going to be very nasty up and down the coast. And once again, down south, off Ensenada, depends upon how offshore you get. It could get very nautical there also. And you start to move up into Orange County and then finally up in the Channel Islands. And it could be unfishable for Tuesday. We'll keep our eyes on it for you very, very closely. And hopefully we'll see things calm down after that. Conditions rebound and things get back on the bite. Well, you look back there, that's fishable. You can fish that this morning. There's been a few halibut in the surf up and down the coast, a little bit more yellowfin croakers starting to move in. Unfortunately, we're going to have a water temperature drop after this, so we're going to have to rebound one more time again. I believe the next grunion run is April the 16th, so we'll have that. And of course, when those grunion come up on the beach, and it's closed season, by the way, you can't take them right now, observation only. But when they come up, it just keeps the whole thing going, the food chain going, as predators like halibut, yellowfin croaker, and so many other fish follow that grunion right up on the beach. Lucky crafts, chrome crocodiles, working pretty good. Once again, when you're in the wintertime or the early spring, bait is your go-to in the surf. You'll catch more fish fishing bait. I sit there and I throw a crocodile and I throw it, and the guy next to me, Bob Gifford, a friend of mine, he's fishing Berkeley gulp sandworm, and you know, he's having fairly good action. Gabriel Ibarra and his wife Terry, same thing, catching perch, catching that kind of stuff. So you can do pretty well if you do indeed fish that. Bait is a great way to go. I like the sandworms that you dig up. That's a really good way to get bit, and sand crabs are really good bait. And then of course mussels and so many other baits, natural baits that we have here. Right down the street, Big Fish Bait and Tackle in the beautiful city of Seal Beach, California, right on the corner of Pacific Coast Highway and Seal Beach Boulevard. They've got a lot of bait. They've got all your tackle. Surf fishing this year is going to be outstanding. I love to fish the beach. It only takes a couple of hours and you can get it done. Milo lives right across the street. I met him the other day, and him and his lovely wife, and really a fantastic guy. And he was watching me and he said, hey, you know, this might be something I'd like to do. So I sent him down to Big Fish, got his rod and reel, got his Dawa Fuego, and He's out here on a regular basis now. In fact, kind of looking around for him right now. Hopefully I'll see my friend, and hopefully I'll see him with a nice big fish. May the 15th, don't forget, we're going to have that great event, how to throw the iron, how your lure swims, because we're down there, we can throw it, we can watch it in the water. That's going to be May the 15th at Long Beach Stadium, Marine Stadium. It's near the Lifeguard Museum. It'll be a Sunday morning from 8 to 11. We'll have guys there to help you out. If you're a novice, it's the perfect seminar. If you're an expert, let's see who can throw the iron the farthest, because we have measuring devices, and we'll crown a champion that day. But it's really more about guys that are not sure about how to throw the iron, how your jig swims, what speed you want to wind on your jig. It's all about that. And we'll have some rods down there to help you through the process. So you can show up with nothing at all and have a good time. You can show up with a cup of coffee and just BS with me. I'd be happy to see you down there, be happy to meet you. And that's just going to be a fun day. Jeff from 540 Slingers Club, he's going to be there with his guys, and they are just as nice of people as you could ever want to meet. Really, really good people, and they'll help you through the process. And Sam De La Torre will also be there from Island Fishing Tackle in Carson, California. We'll have some raffle prizes. I'm thinking about cooking up some of my homemade burritos, maybe raffling off a dozen of those so you don't have to worry about breakfast. I'm thinking about it. All right, I'll do it. I'm going to be doing some homemade burritos, and when you have a raffle ticket, we'll announce those right away so you can have a nice meal. And of course, it'll be great to talk to you all. We can talk about the podcast. We can talk about future charters that are coming up. We can talk about anything you want. It'll be great. So that's May the 15th. Mark it on your calendar. Bring the kids down. Bring everybody down. And we'll have a truly great day. Looking forward really to saying thank you for your great support, because it really has been outstanding. I cannot thank you enough for helping Friedman Adventures to grow. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and on Facebook. And please subscribe to our channel on YouTube. That really helps us a lot, means a lot. If you hit like buttons, if you make a comment on YouTube, that is also very, very much appreciated. All right, a sad note. Corey Lesser from Dana Wharf Sportfishing, great captain down there, passed away suddenly, and that really leaves a hole in so many people's hearts, especially his family. So I send all my thoughts and prayers to Corey's family. I know this is a really difficult time, the beginning of Holy Week. I didn't see Corey all that often, but when I did, Corey and I talked about pretty much two things: fishing, of course, and probably a little bit more than that, Notre Dame football. Because Corey loved Notre Dame football, and so do I. I've been an Irish fan since I was a little kid. You know, I went to Catholic school, so even the priest used to at Sunday Mass say, "Go Irish." And my parents, you know, my dad was a huge Notre Dame fan, and so was Corey, and he loved Notre Dame football. He loved the whole philosophy of the school in terms of academics, helping others. And so I can only imagine that the lady on the dome is welcoming Corey home right now. And I think about his family very, very much. I think about all his friends at Davies Locker and Dana Wharf, and all the friends and people that he took fishing. And I know there's a big hole in their hearts today. So I'll leave you with some photos from Corey's Facebook page, a moment of silence, and I hope and pray that the lady on the dome welcomes Corey home today.